Hey guys, welcome. This is Filmlab and I'm Joan. It's a solo review. Steven isn't here, unfortunately, but he'll join us. He'll join me at different time for more episodes. So today, let's get into the business of today on Filmlab. I'm going to be reviewing a very interesting movie, one of the best that I've watched in 2025, and it's called BUGONIA. Emma Stone and Jess Pelmont, and the director of BUGONIA is Yorgos Lanthimos. I hope I pronounced his name right. Oscars is gonna happen this year, and BUGONIA has been nominated, and it's beautiful because Emma Stone won an Oscar just last year. I cannot wait to know what the Oscar is going to be like and how BUGONIA is going to perform, because it's a very tasteful movie, let me put it that way. But I'm not going to go into it just yet. Let's go on a quick popcorn break, and when we come back, I'm going to tear into BUGONIA and I'm going to share some of my honest opinions on BUGONIA and what I feel about BUGONIA. This is still Filmlab. I'm Joan and we'll be right back.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Michelle.
I believe every company should strive to form a diverse table, to empower people of different skills and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
They want you to think it's you, that it's you who made this world. But it's always been them. All we've lost, all that's been done to us, we're setting that right again. Greetings. Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance.
Where's my hair?
Your hair has been destroyed to prevent you from contacting your ship.
What ship?
Your mothership?
Okay. In the next 48 hours, the police and the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt. I'm a high-profile female corporate executive. I am crucial. In all humility, I can say that. Think of it like you abducted the governor, but worse. There is no possible scenario where you benefit from this incident.
That was really good. My pulse is racing right now. I've done a ton of research on this. You're killing our planet.
Alien fellas.
I'm not an alien.
You're lying to me.
What's the difference? You know this is crazy. You know this is wrong.
I know who you are. I know what you are.
I know you too, Teddy.
It's fine. It's cool.
Welcome back. This is still Filmlab and I'm your girl Joan reviewing BUGONIA, released October 2025. This is actually a sci-fi black comedy. So BUGONIA is a very interesting movie, and there's certain points that I had penned down prior to now. So let's take it one by one. Okay, let's talk about Emma Stone's eccentric character streak, which stood out. I have to talk about that first because that was the highlight of BUGONIA in itself. Emma Stone is such a gifted actor that she makes eccentric characters that she plays actually seem very natural. If you look at her in Poor Things, in Kinds of Kindness, she has played very surreal characters, out of this world, very eccentric, out of the ordinary characters. Emma Stone is gifted. She just makes it look so simple. And I'm thinking, imagine if she played the role of the main character in Substance. I don't know. Do you guys remember Substance? It was wasn't played by Emma Stone, it was played by Demi Moore. That's Bruce Willis's ex-wife. And it was beautiful. She did really well, but I don't know, veered off into my own fantasy as a director. Like, imagine if Emma Stone played that character. Is Lanthimos intentionally alienating audiences? I wouldn't really say he's intentionally alienating audiences. I would say Lanthimos he understands that there's an audience, that craves for absurd cinema. Yes, because he is perfect when it comes to absurd cinema. He has done it so tastefully. This is why I don't think he's alienating audiences. He's done it so tastefully that even if you've never come across absurd cinema, or you don't understand what eccentricity is in filmmaking, when you watch the movies that he's directed or he's scripted and directed, it's not very difficult, it's not very harsh on your palate. You can actually digest it, whether or not you're a film lover, or it might be really extreme for you if you're not really into films, but it would really keep you on your seat and it would keep you entertaining. Now, I thought about what went on behind the scenes, the pre-production, because with production, with movies or series, there's 3 phases: the pre, the production, and the post. So I'm thinking, pre-production in terms of casting, was Emma Stone casted because she recently just won an Oscar? I do not think so, but I think so at the same time. I think it was a genius marketing streak. Why wouldn't you cast Emma Stone? She just won an Oscar. Perfect. But at the same time, I believe Emma Stone is deserving of it, because who else in recent times have you seen embody an eccentric character and just masterfully and tastefully brought it to life? I'm thinking it's a handful. You can say Joaquin Phoenix. That's another great actor who knows how to embody eccentric characters, but there are a few of them. But Emma Stone, well deserved. I think it was a brilliant marketing strategy and PR strategy to sell the movie, and it was a brilliant creative decision to actually have Emma Stone on board, because she brought it to life. Trust me. Now let's talk about the tone of Bugonia. In the pre-production, what did they envision? What was envisioned in terms of tone? Was it comedy first or sci-fi first? Now, thinking about how Bugonia actually opened, it was very out of this world. So would I say comedy first, or it was quirky? I wouldn't even say comedy. It was really quirky. I'm just remembering the opening scenes, 2 guys on a plantation, or just hey, and they're trying to stay fit, not necessarily for health purposes, but it seemed like they were trying to build endurance for something that was coming. They felt like doomsday prophets, preparing for doomsday. So in as much as there were relatable elements, because I'm a human being, we work out, it's a human thing to work out, the tone and the tone that it carried was very mystique. So maybe I would say maybe sci-fi, just because of that, but nothing in terms of visual that would be able to represent the idea of sci-fi actually took place. It was more of the tone and activities that created that tone, which is sci-fi. So yeah, and it was quirky and funny at the same time. It was just a mix of heightened emotions, mellow to heightened emotions. I loved it. Let's go on a quick short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the actual production of Bugonia, and I have certain points that I would like to share concerning that. This is still Filmlab, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Michelle.
I believe every company should strive to form a diverse table. to empower people of different skills and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
They want you to think it's you, that it's you who made this world. But it's always been them. All we've lost, all that's been done to us, we're setting that right again. Greetings. Welcome to the headquarters of the human resistance.
Where's my hair?
Your hair has been destroyed to prevent you from contacting your ship.
What ship?
Your mothership?
Okay. In the next 48 hours, the police and the FBI will begin a statewide manhunt. I'm a high-profile female corporate executive. I am crucial. In all humility, I can say that. Think of it like you abducted the governor, but worse. There is no possible scenario where you benefit from this incident.
Welcome back, guys. This is still Filmlab, and I'm still Joan reviewing BUGONIA. So we went on a short break and we're back. I want to talk about the production. Now, when you watch BUGONIA, some questions have been flying around like, okay, let's talk about the tension and absurdity balance on set. I feel like it was nicely done. Like, the tension from the giving activities, guys, I don't want to spoil it too much. I wish like I could say everything, but I know that some of you haven't watched this and I still want to keep the suspense. I still want you guys to be able to watch it. But for those of you that have watched it, you can really relate. I feel like the tension based on activities, and these activities were linked to absurdities. I'm clicking. Did you see what I did there? Clock it. Anyway, yeah, like, no, I know that I'm laughing, but that's the fact, right? The tensions were based on activities that were based on absurdities. So I feel like it was a great balance of both tension and absurdity on set. Fantastic. And did the director encourage awkward performances? That's a really good question. Yes, he actually did. Look, the director of BUGONIA, he and Emma Stone have done, like, before BUGONIA, about 3 movies. I can't remember one, but I do know that he's the director of Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness. Now, if you look at Kinds of Kindness, there were surreal moments, okay? Surreal activities, some level of eccentricity out of this world activities to some degree, so absurd. And then when you watch Poor Things, absurd in every form, you know? So he is, right now, he is the god of like absurd cinema. He knows how to deliver because he encourages like awkward performances. He is not shy of putting awkward performances on screen and telling a story, using those performances to actually be the vehicle to carry the narrative of a story. I love it so much. And right into the post-production, because I love how, you know, it was edited. And there's a question that says, okay, how did editing maintain suspense in absurd scenes? I feel like editing played a really huge role in maintaining suspense in these absurd scenes because of pacing. The editor knew how to pace. I feel like the editor understood the vision of the director, understood the vision of the scriptwriter, and understood the performance of the actor, and put it all together and did like amazing creative work. Pacing really helped with suspense, and because there was pacing, you were able to see like very interesting activities that these characters engaged in, you know. Now let's talk about the marketing. Some people feel like the marketing misrepresented the tone to widen audience appeal. I feel like the marketing understood how to market absurd cinema. Now, when you have absurd cinema, right, you need to understand that there's a niche audience for that. Now, how do you market absurd cinema to be palatable to the general palate in cinema? You've got to get creative. So I wouldn't say the marketing team misrepresented the tone just to widen audience appeal. I would say the marketing team understood their work, and they know how to repackage and package niche product for mass appeal. That is brilliance. That's genius. Love it. So let's bring it back home into Africa. And since we're talking about absurd cinema and, very interesting things, because Bugonia is very heavy on conspiracy theory, which is the belief that, there are other planets or beings out there, aka aliens. Bugonia is really heavy on that. I'm just giving you some more insight to it, but not too much. So how does conspiracy, now if we bring it in here, the West has a really strong conspiracy culture. Back home, do we really have, and that's why it can be easily represented in their filmmaking and it can be digested by the audience. If we bring it back home, right, does conspiracy culture in Africa, let's talk about the conspiracy culture in Africa versus the West. I feel like in Africa, we have a conspiracy culture, but we do not know that we have conspiracy culture. Because if you look at our movies, you hear things like Madame Koi Koi, right? That's a conspiracy theory or culture that was put on screen. Did Madame Koi Koi really exist? So that's the debate in the West. Aliens. There's some people that believe in aliens and there's some people that don't believe in aliens. And in Africa, there's some people that believe in extracurricular activities, aka Madame Koi Koi. There's some people that do not actually believe in that. So it's just packaged differently, but trust me, Africa, yes, we have a conspiracy culture that we probably don't even know yet. And we have, how do I put it? We have been able to broadcast, or we have been able to show through storytelling, especially in our epic movies. If you look at things like Egg of Life, there's a lot of conspiracy around traditional worshipping or practices being solutions to save a particular community or a person or a dynasty. These are conspiracies also. There are people that believe in it and there are people that don't. So we have our own type of conspiracy culture. But now, which leads me to my second question. Now, would African audiences embrace absurdist cinema? Not really, because when you look at absurdist cinema, let me think about, like, for example, Bugonia. It is so real. It is so realistic, right? I think the question would be, would African audiences embrace Western absurdist cinema? Not entirely so, because there's no relatability factor based on an environment and distinct cultures, right? But there have been African directors, like Dare, the script writer, who, the Oju Kokoro movie that's done by Dare. I feel like Dare tried to champion African absurdist cinema. Because if you look at the movies that Dare has done, it's thriller, but I feel like Dare leans a little bit to, absurdist cinema, using our African cultural stories to actually tell cinema stories. So yeah, but are we really open to that? Not exactly. Even if we have our own cultures, conspiracies surrounding our own cultures and whatever, I feel like we consume it on a very simplistic manner or way of production. Very easy on the eyes, easy to understand, because already, Africa, Nigeria, there's a lot of heavy news, and we really like light content, light cinema. So, is global cinema moving towards satire because reality feels surreal? Yes. Do you guys remember Don't Look Up? That's complete satire, because right now, if you look at reality, sometimes it really feels surreal. Certain things that are like right in front of us that we should know, there's so many people living in denial about certain things. So I feel like cinema is really moving towards satire to tell heavy or absurdist stories, strange stories, because let's remember, guys, that movie or cinema is a direct reflection of, an almost accurate reflection of what real life is all about. And we have come to the end of reviewing Bugonia and, tying it into Africa and the global cinema. But I'm going to leave you with a question before we wrap up. Is believing in aliens crazier than believing everything online? Is believing in aliens crazier than believing everything online? I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to allow you guys think about it, talk about it, and let me know what your feedback is, and I would encourage you, be part of the conversation. Let us know the movies that you would love for us to review, and definitely, by all means, we'll do that here on Filmlab. I'm the Red Black Woman, and it's been an amazing moment on Filmlab reviewing Bugonia. And as a Filmlab rating, do it as a culture here, I would give it a strong 8 out of 10, because I love the storytelling. I love the tension building. I love the absurdity. It was just tastefully done. Love the casting. Love the minimalist and practical scenarios and settings. It was really, really beautiful. Until next time, our social media handles are showing on your screen, and the number to call or text to be part of the conversation is also showing on your screen. This is Filmlab, and it's a wrap.